Good morning. Welcome to Flat Earth Early Bird number 1571. I'm your host, Arwin. And before I start the show, please don't forget to share it on any platform you deem fit. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you know when I'm going live, which is normally 1 p.m. Amsterdam time in the weekdays and 2 p.m. Amsterdam time in the weekend. And please also do support me through PayPal, Patreon, and that would be much appreciated. Yeah, so I could always use the support. Right. Anyway, today weather again is kind of beautiful. It's a couple of clouds. It's like, I don't know, 50-50. But still nice blue in between. And yeah, the sun is kind of nice. The wind is still going on. So yeah, it's very similar to yesterday. Right. Kind of nice and warm. Hey, Seeking Star Water first in chat. Yep, you first. It is Saturday, the 15th of April 2023. Yeah. I feel pretty good. The tree over there, downstairs, down there, by the way, is like almost fully into blossom. The one on the left, not so much. Hey, what's this? Ah, yeah. But it's still not even close to what it looks like with a full blossom. So I don't know, maybe it's probably gonna really start in May. Snow is melting fast. Alright, cool. Glad to hear, Seeking Star Water. Yeah, how are you doing? Yeah. Right, so yesterday apparently a whole bunch of people really thought it was funny me calling out hippy dippy unification theories. Apparently I said it a whole bunch. Yeah, I did. I mean, I realized that it was. I haven't really counted, but right, so I did actually go to the store and just get some green leaf, a bag of baby leaf. And I had a lot of trouble chowing it down, but I mean, I think it really did a lot of good. It's just I really don't like doing it. Hey, Clutch, good to see you. You're president of the Hippy Dippy Club. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but the thing is, there's nothing bad with hippy dippy dreaming, right? The problem is when like scientists or people that claim to be scientists are basically doing that with physics and all that. That's when the real problem comes in. And it's happening all over the place. I mean, if you've kept track of flat earth debates and like some of the things that Nathan is reviewing in the recent few months, you know what I'm talking about. Like the whole problem with the whole science community is over unification, like in every freaking corner. And that is the problem. I mean, there's nothing wrong with just a bunch of, I don't know, nature loving hippie people coming together in the forest and just kind of like telling about their dreams and just like, oh, we're all like feeling you're all one and all that, right? There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's when you start to reify that into like the structure of physical reality and such. That's where the problems come in. That's where it starts to become nonsensical or just wrong. And it's very annoying, especially if you when you do that, people just don't see it. They don't see that it's broken, and that annoys me. Like, if it weren't for that specific trait of hippies, I'd be a complete hippie. But it was always that thing that annoyed me to no end. Like, I'd rather hang around with just nerds then that aren't hippie, because at least they know how to spot flaws and errors. Right? That was basically it. I mean, and they're not hippie at all. Like real nerds, they are not. They yeah, it's quite the opposite a lot of the time. Right? So I touch both worlds like that. Anyway. You got your dream home? Yeah, no, it's awesome. Right, but I mean, when I go off like that and start to get critical about hippie dippy stuff or whatever, it's kind of my Cartman coming out. I always have to think of that episode with the drum circles, and I mean, because that entire episode really personified everything, the annoying side of hippies perfectly. It really did it very well. It's like the stupid side. And hey, if you're a hippie, if you've hung around with hippie people or hippie festivals, then you should be honest and know exactly what I'm talking about. Because yeah, that is there. It's always like, unless you have like an intellect hippie private circle or whatever. But I mean, as soon as like groups start to form and all that, you get the retards in there and they do the dumb shit. Always. In that way. But I guess it's just people. You can find really stupid groups of people in pretty much any big cultural community. Yeah, crazy liberal. Right, but those aren't freaking hippies, man. That's not hippie. Like, the thing about a real hippie is that they really aren't crazy fanatical like that, right? Take it easy, man. It's like, that's the foundation. So those frickin' crazy liberal hippies, supposedly, they're not hippies. They're frickin' demon possessed. And they're just hiding among hippies. They're just trying to use it, colonize it, turn it into a cult. Lazy, liberal, nerdy. Okay, Clutch. Lost their razors. A cultural Marxist, yes. Exactly. Right, but I mean, I guess that a bunch of people like didn't at first recognize that. But I mean, they've taken over environmental movements and all that. And they're actually just kind of like making everything worse environmentally. But that's what Marxists do with everything they touch. They get in there, they're supposedly fighting for something, but then they actually make exactly that worse. And they do it very persistently. Ugh. Hello, Zeptappy, and yeah, Adam Eakin, good to see you. Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that, Zeptappy, right? Talking to and hugging trees is absolute, like, that is one of the better sides of hippy dippy stuff, okay? I've done that. I consider you can just do that. Plants are alive too, you know? I mean, if you're gonna talk to your dog or whatever, then why not talk to a tree? I mean, seriously. What, just because the dog can like instantly respond like that? I mean, in spirit, plants can also respond. You can literally communicate, like, in a spiritual way. It's weird, but I mean, it's possible. But man, I used to be a great tree hugger, and I really like trees, like especially bigger ones, older ones, because like they've seen shit. They felt it all happen, so they got a much more long-term wise perspective on the ebbs and flows of the energy that people deal with. Yeah, right. Weird, right? Me saying that? But I mean, they do. In ways, trees can see things coming. Because of that, the ebb and flow of energies. They can see things coming. Like that. Like everything is like a seashore. It's like ebb and flow. Like with all activity, right? They're just sitting there. But everything just comes with ebb and flow. The energy of the people, overall attention and activity, the weather, of course. So they have a good feel for it all, and they can feel things coming based on going through the cycles and then eventually feeling out a pattern in that. Yeah, I'm ascribing a lot of like internal consciousness processes to a tree, I know. Right? But those aren't really cognitive abilities, though. Right? It's just feeling. And then feeling a pattern. You don't really need a brain for that. I think that, to a degree, even insects have that. Right, yeah, and of course they have that interesting mechanism too, Richard G. A lot of plants. Right. But that's more like their personal hygiene and security. So it's on another level. But they also, plants do take notice of activity around them. Hello, ABD or ADB. Right, so yesterday I had a whole hippy-dippy unification bullshit theory rant, and now I'm embracing my inner tree hugger to kind of make up for it. But, yeah, because I'm like, it would just be like, oh, stupid goth shit, or whatever. You know, it's like, oh, they can be so aggravating and pointless. And then they think it's kind of cool because it's pointless, and then it's like, it's so stupid, it's such a waste of time. But I mean, I used to be among them. I didn't do that part. I would be like, oh, so that is what you do? That's pointless. How about I do exactly the opposite and be like really rebellious that way by doing it the opposite, but in exactly the same way, so that people can just feel that it's really like I'm just really oppositional, defiant. But I would always be like very much like, oh, doom and gloom, and then I'd be like, no, it's all right. Everything is fine. It's like really high spirits and shit. That's what I would do in the goth scene. It was really weird. So just because I criticize something or mock something in a certain context, certain culture or style or whatever, doesn't mean that I then hate all of that, right? I used to be kind of a hippie, and I used to be a bit of a goth. But I will definitely feel the urge to ridicule aspects about it, even more because I was in it, and I got to see it all up close, you know? Including the nuisances. And then would be able to figure out this is going to be a systematic problem. I wonder if it will leach through to the general public mindset. And some of it has, unfortunately. Right? The thing was, in the goth scene, there was a lot of like pessimist eugenics type reasoning. Like, people are stupid and useless, and like, and then feel all special boy about it, basically, in a way, but not too ninnying. But that was a typical stance, and I really took that kind of serious at the time, because it's like, yeah, they have real problems. It's so stupid. And then I'd be like, yeah, I'm so glad that we can just say that among goths. We can just talk about how fucked up humanity is. But not because, oh, it's all going to hell. No, it's because it would be good if we could just discuss it. And among goth groups, like, you could usually discuss it, right? It's only when people involve politics that real allergic reactions would start. And not just any type of politics, usually. But especially if it wasn't liberal. So there was already a lot of liberal political thinking influence in the goth scene, and that was worrisome. Because it was also among just very intelligent people, and that's like worrisome. Because the intelligent people are the ones that are really gonna potentially form the staircases of society that people walk through. So if they're then very like insistently eugenics oriented, that's not a good sign if a lot of intelligent people have that. Because then they're gonna apply that. And maybe even conspire with each other to do so. It's terrible. So that was kind of worrisome. Like, noticing that while I was in the goth scene, right? And it doesn't mean that they were all just really devilishly intent on destroying humanity or something. At best, I'd see people that were just kind of like on drugs, and they were like, I'm a devil or something, right? But nothing like very serious violence. Sometimes dominant situations between men or whatever could kind of get a bit harsh. I personally didn't really get involved in that level of circle, but right, it was really the SJW revolution that really, really fucked it up. Like, fucked up the goth scene, because it kind of happened in there. It was like this system that was just poured in through a bunch of extreme liberals that were using it really as a fantasy, but then suddenly, like, a mechanism was handed out to make it real, and a lot of them grabbed it and basically turned it into freaking SJWs and went completely insane. No longer about just, oh, I'm the odd one out, or I have a weird sense of aesthetics. But no, it became like, oh, I'm going to be horrifying. I'm going to be like the nail in your eye type, like really terrible type mindsets suddenly started spawning forth from these people that before that were just kind of weird ones out. And they could definitely find respect and even fulfillment and some love in the goth scene. And they just, they hopped on this power train, and that fucked everything up. And for them as well. And then, like, all the real Antifa nonsense really started. Like, I've met people that were, like, in Antifa. In, like, what is it? What time period? Like, between 2005 and 2010, I guess. I would just recognize, and they would catch them talking about, like, oh, we're going to get those stupid conservatives, basically. Not literally, but translated, right? So they were also there. It's like, and in the earlier stages, it wasn't really there. It would just be like, oh, we're the goofy rebels, and we're just gonna, like, do something unexpected. Like, there was no real, like, organization to be like a political front like it became. So yeah, I was like, when that whole shit really started to happen, with Obama getting in office, like, that was a very, very painful time for me, because literally the grounds where I had set my roots in the Gothic scene was suddenly getting gigantic amounts of poison poured out over it, and people in that were susceptible were getting megalomaniacal. And you really could see, like, demonic power hunger rising up, and, like, I lost my ground when it happened. And after that, I really became much more retractive and just like, no. Found my girlfriend, hoped that we could grow out of it together, kind of thing. But I mean, yeah. But after that, never really went back. I was in school. I'm talking about, like, the goth scene for me was after school, after I've already graduated and all that. Didn't really get into it during school. I was listening to, like, Prodigy and what do you call it again? Korn. That is really, corny. But I was listening, but I didn't, like, go to, like, goth parties. I didn't even really know that existed. I went to some, like, concert thing sometimes, like festival with, like, metal concerts at best. That's as far as I would go. I didn't even really know goth. It wasn't so super prevalent either. I'm talking 90s, right? It was really, like, after, like, Rhythm Temptation hit the mainstream television, and that's when goth things really started to pop up everywhere, and that's when I got really, like, pulled into it. It's like, whoa, well, all these women dressing up really beautiful, and not like slutty, but just like beautiful, with a lot, like making it like a beautiful dolls out of them. So I was just so impressed by it all, the dresses and all that. Not because I wanted to wear them, but because I just really appreciate women that can make beautiful clothes and everything. So that really pulled me in away from the metal a bit and into that. Anyway, but that's all after school. That didn't really happen during my school days. In my school days, there was still the hardcore revolution happening. When I was younger, like, people started to shave their heads bald because it was all cool now, and I was like horrified by that, not doing it. But that then kind of like fizzled a little eventually. Well, it's still out there. There's still people doing that. It's just their little culture. And then the goth scene came up, and it was almost like a rivalry at first between the goths and the hardcore people. They really didn't like each other. It seems so silly now, all that stuff. But I mean, yeah, I didn't like hardcore at all, the style, their attitude. I didn't like it at all. So the goth was just much more interesting to me. The preliminaries of it, like things like metal, black metal, and just being broody, and yeah, it pulled me in. Anyway. Fuck are you talking about, the big M? What? Where the fuck are you getting this shit? I don't get it. The LSG, is it me, George Sanford? Like, the big, what he just asked there, is that a sensical question? It just doesn't make any sense. Why would anybody ask such a odd specific thing? It's like out of nowhere. I don't get it. Why are you asking that, the big M? Where are you getting that from? Guys in the chat, do you get what the big M is talking about? Is that a normal question to ask? Multiple people ask me questions like that, and every time I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Like, are you rolling out what ChatGPT told you to or something? Like, what is that? Why would you ask something like that? Is it just me? Can I get some feedback from you guys? Hello? Hello? Right, so it's not just me. Thank you. Thank you. Right? Because that was like... Like, is that like your ChatGPT test? Like, whether I'm secretly ChatGPT implanted in a human being or something? Like, It's such a weird way to ask. Like, yeah, a robot wouldn't give a shit. It would try to just literally answer. But I mean, I still require just a normal processed thought process, right? It's just so weird. To word, hey, maybe I'll be the fucking judge of that. Yeah. Maybe I'll decide what to worry about and what not. Right, so whatever, man. I don't get it. I mean, if you're gonna ask questions in that way and you just do that in my chat, I'm going to suspect you're trying to do some weird psycho manipulation, right? If you do that, you lose my trust. Eventually, I will just see you as some kind of psychologically interfering troll bot or whatever, and then kick you out. If that is what you want, then by all means, keep asking those weird, arbitrary questions that are oddly specific and do not tie into any experience I've ever had. Like, they never do. Every time somebody does that, it's like always absolutely not something that really happened. It's fucking annoying. Mark Skits, yeah, of course. Nah, but that's not the guy. I'm talking about the Big M because I've seen him plenty of times. I just don't understand why he would ask something like this, though. Anyway. The goth scene greatly reduced the possibility of fat ugly girl will bake you something. Okay. Did it? I don't know. You know what? The thing is, in the goth scene, there was a whole mix. Like on the dance floor, the whole mix of types, including girls that were, or women that were not particularly attractive or anything, even like kind of fatties, but like with the makeup and I guess care of friends, they would still like be like, yeah, you're there, like not gross or super off. They wouldn't do that. They would still make something of it, and it was just amicable. It was good. They didn't try to be gross and disgusting. I mean, with a goth stuff, you can really make somebody that isn't normally super attractive still kind of nice looking or interesting. You can like use their their seeming disadvantages to kind of like shape the style a bit. And a lot of girls would do that. I was just thought it was great. Like a lot of creativity. Anyway. Oh. Damn. Diver Dan Navy, that's over half a meter of rain. Like all of a sudden. Like a real bucket coming out of the sky. Right. Yeah, and that was kind of interesting too in the goth scene. I mean, there were plenty of gays around there, but you would much easier notice whether they were gay or not, because they would style their makeup more, etc., in that direction. I mean, dude, guys, I even did a bit of makeup on. I had like, yeah, eye shade, but I did it always very subtly, and though it wouldn't like look gay, it would just look a bit spooky or something, or a bit 80ish, right? But like, I had much easier, like, I would just have like even just conversations with gay guys, and like I often liked them. There were some gay guys that I just really liked talking to, like, and they didn't try to get in my pants or do something gross, right? Because it's really that part. It's those gross gay guys that always want to fuck everything, especially me. That's the real thing I'm phobic for. Because there were some of those, but I mean, there were plenty that were just really cool guys, and they would do like very stylish makeup and be always like, wow, that's very impressive. You look like a fairy tale character, or like, oh, you look like David Bowie in the Labyrinth, like in that direction too, like all kinds of things and styles. It was just cool. And you could like much easier figure out whether somebody was gay or not. Although with women, I could not really tell. It was just either find them attractive or not. Right. You still dress goth? Really? I dress goth? Do I? You mean I have black clothes? Yeah. Long matrix. Yeah. I mean, I've stuck to that style. Is that goth? I guess. But it's really more like what you say, like just matrix style, because I don't do a lot of like thingies. A lot of goths have like props, thingies, and jewels all over the place, and I'm pretty basic like that. I mean, I have like one ring and one hanger, and that's usually the entire extent of my jewelry. And I don't do flashy or t-shirts with prints or spikies anymore. I used to have a bit of spiky. I had a spiky face. But that's like 2 decades ago in the beginning. But yeah, nothing like that anymore. So I don't know, but I don't feel very goth. I am sometimes still there's still people that are kind of gothic looking, and I do always notice that women that are like that, I do kind of just feel like I could really easily step to them compared to non-gothic looking women. But I mean, yeah, I don't even know if other people consider me gothic or just a weirdo that's dressed all black. But I mean, if everybody that talks to me, they usually start to hear me talking about weird shit, right? And they're like, oh, spooky, or oh, I'm also a downer or something at all. No, but just like, hey, did you know about this really freaking magical thing that's just palpably exists and everybody avoids it with their mind, and the psychology of we're actually living in a reversed world spiritually, and like all these things that are made into myth are actually real, and all the things that are pretended to be real are actually the myth they are creating, and nobody really realizes it. Yeah, I've become much more of just a conspiracy thinker now, because I wasn't really so much during my goth phase. I wasn't really all that hands-on during my goth phase. I was mostly just kind of trying to soak everything in, just like see the sights a bit. What are people like? It was much more just observing or dancing, seeing what I can do with the music. Fell out the matrix field. Yeah. Well, it's kind of both, Adam. I mean, the matrix was the thing that really made me decide to go for this style. So that was relatively early. Before that, it was much more spiky and color, like sort of hot. I said dark hippie. It's so stupid to say that now, really. But I mean, it's just like, yeah, I'm sort of hippie, but I'm also goth. And yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And no, I'm not gay. It's just weird. And I have both those sides. And it doesn't really make any sense. And then the Matrix came out and it was, this is it. This is the thing that I was looking for. And by doing that also, it really shifted the frequency that I was in. Because before that, with my weird spikies and yeah, like I attracted kind of like lower class people, I guess. And it's like, yeah, I just hang around with kind of guys that don't really have too extensive a life, as neither did I. But then, like, when I changed that style, I also attracted another class of people. People that were doing better in society. And that were more intellectually challenging. Which was really the fact that I was mostly missing before that time. Before that time, I guess I tended to hang around dumber people because it would make me feel like I was the smart one when I effectively wasn't really acting smart at all. I was just mostly being propelled by my own insecurities and in denial of that. Right. But anyway, that all changed with the style. It's like I shifted a style, and like as I was doing that, my spirit was also taking a step up that it kind of longed for, because things got really boring to me. And then you're like in it and you're like, why am I so bored? Not realizing, yeah, it's maybe because of the people you're hanging around that are kind of stupid, and you look for that like compulsively because you're insecure about how smart you are and how, yeah, you're effectively not really integrated with society all that well, and you don't really know what to think about it, right? And then, yeah, you don't really change it. You don't notice it as you're doing it. But then as the shift happens, you're like, oh, there's something else. I'm going to try this new thing and basically change scenes. Well, then you can also get that opportunity to let go of those older patterns that were stuck to the group that you were with at the time. And you're stuck to that. They don't change, you don't change. Or if you change scenes, then suddenly you have that opportunity to completely rearrange how you present yourself. Things that have been kind of piling up on the want-to-do list. Reformatting yourself, expressing. Like now you're going to do it like this. And that's what happened when I, really changed my style to what it is now. And it's never really changed after that. Became a little bit more modest even. I mean, I'm pretty basic, right? I mean, it's just like this sweater, t-shirt, pants, whatever's left of it, and just, those typical boots. And that's really it. I mean, it used to be more elaborate and special looking before all this. But I mean, it's also, if you're going to spend really time on your looks, that's also just gonna cost. Like, having good clothes is not cheap. Yeah, you can buy cheapy goth shit that makes you look cheap, and then it also just wears in like half a year. It's completely useless. It was actually kind of wasteful. I didn't like that about it. It was just like people doing it like that. Just buy some cheap ass outfit together for one night out, and then like you don't even reuse it. Eventually throw it away. Like, what the hell? What a waste. Right? I would rather want to just like, I just want to make sure what I really want, and then I'm gonna have it made exactly like that, and then have better cloth, so that's actually gonna last. And then yeah, that's how I started doing it. And that's great. Yeah, it's a little bit of an investment, but I mean, it lasts, and you can just look exactly the way you like for a very long time. Like, without it subtly wearing on you. It's like, I got the perfect look, and then like you wear it every day, and then after half a year, it's all broken. Like, I mean, that's fucked up. I don't like that. But I do always like wearing the same thing, so whatever I'm gonna be wearing, it's gotta be durable. That's my ultimate conclusion. Did you get the new? No, I haven't. No, not yet. It's still brewing in my head. Like, I do eventually, like, I gotta get some like pretty standard black, maybe denim based pants, like just so I could just get around easier, and then like really try to dig for the right cloth so I could have new pants made of the right material. But I mean, that's going to be expensive no matter what. Don't exactly have a lot of surplus financially, to do that. Thrift stores? I don't know. You mean like second-hand stuff? Yeah, there is that. Sure. Right. But yeah, then there's another problem, and that is I really don't like shopping for clothes on my own. Because I bet there is a lot of places I could find great pants. It's just, it makes me feel so incredibly uncomfortable. Like doing it alone. There's that issue too. But maybe I should just like find a good time and just kind of just do it. Just go around, like take a couple of hours and like walk around, bike around in the streets looking for those types of stores. They are there. I cycle past them regularly. Just check it out. I don't like it though. It makes me feel so cranky when I do that. Order all your clothes online. Okay. What the fuck are you talking about, Flipmaster? Alright, LSG, yeah, thanks for popping by. Have a good day. Treasure hunting. Well, good on you, Slow-Mo Moonbuggy. I mean, I know it works. It's just I just need a woman that's like likes doing that with me, and then they will just make sure that I'll keep going, because otherwise it's like I'm gonna look in one store and then not find something, and then the second one, and then I'm like really frustrated and just want to get the fuck out of there, right? But if I got a woman with me, that they're just gonna be like, oh, next one, oh, next one, and then I'll just be pulled forth, and it's different. It's Sleeping Warrior, and he's not from Australia. He's from England. That fellow. You mean that flat? Who are the fuck are you talking? Flip. Better make some fucking sense, or I'm kicking you the fuck out of my chat for bringing up something completely not involved out of nowhere and not even being coherent. Okay? Sick of it. Ooh. Ooh, nice, level buggy. Yeah, that's awesome. Right, so yay. Secondhand clothes shopping, riveting subject. Yeah, no, I mean, I'll do it at some point. I should even not talk about it. Makes it worse, really. Just gonna make me postpone it even more. Ugh. Right, but I mean, I could definitely do it in the summer because I got some shorts that are still perfectly fine. And then, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be easier. So I'm kind of just waiting for the weather to improve to really get more active out there. But we'll see what happens. Have not seen him on for long. Well, he's been on the G Plus panel, but he's not doing a lot with his own channel, Flipmaster. I don't know. But dude, he has a life outside of Flat Earth, you know? I mean, he's a business owner and like he's a busy guy overall. The last time I heard him like rambling on for hours in the after the show concerning some case he's working on with inheritance house and some legal issues with that, with a company that's basically trying to fraud themselves into possession of it. So he's being busy with that a lot, I think. Right, but I mean, in all fairness, just look at what's going on in the scene. It's like with Flat Earth, I don't know how much more you can basically even prove that the entire globe is all based off flat plane measurements and geometry, and it's like it's so blatant, and it's like it's just done. Like there's nothing more we can do argumentative wise. All we got now is just like, oh yeah, and here's the anti-flat earthers that are going completely insane, like way worse than they even used to be, in just perpetual double thinking machines. So yeah, a lot of people don't really like to talk about it all the time, myself included. I don't like to talk about it all the time. I mean, I know most of it by heart, even when I don't even understand like the literal mathematical side of something, then I can still just relay it all. So it's like there's almost no more challenge, except for, well, there's just this group of people that are religiously fanatical about it, and they won't let go no matter what, and they're basically just waiting for all flat earthers to die or something, because they will never yield, no matter what. They will never yield to reality, no matter how much double think from themselves you shove in their faces. Like, it doesn't matter. They're just locked in with the double thinking delusional reality, and they're not letting go. Well, if you want to spend all your time pushing that around, then yeah, you got more than plenty of room to work on, right? But if you're actually more interested in like figuring out the mechanics of the world and like what could be, well, then there's really not a lot of room for that left. I feel like I've been colonizing most of it with my, well, alternative conceptions, right? But not everybody's good at that or even interested in the flat earth scene. So yeah, I think that Sleeping War is just kind of he's kind of bored. Yeah. Find out what it really looks like. Yeah, it's flat. It is flat. Everything about the Earth is flat. All maps exist only because the Earth is flat. Celestial navigation only works because the Earth is flat. The Earth is flat. That's enough. Enough information to know. All things, the way they are, only are the way they are because the Earth is flat. Get the fuck over it. How about that? Would I ever go to Australia? Yeah, sure, why not? Dude, I'll go anywhere. But, I mean, not now. If you know what I mean. I got other priorities. The same debates over... Yeah, but that's exactly what it is. To interact with anti-flat earthers. And baltards. That just refuse to get it. That's exactly what it is. The same debates over and over again. Did you see Flatzoid's birthday debate with Fight to Flat Earth yesterday? It's exactly that. It's like... didn't matter how many times, like Flatside would just point things out. Craig would just like overly, and like he would literally audibly squirt over moments when he thought that Flatside might have said some kind of error, because he thought in his mind that that would negate the entire thing, when it didn't. It didn't negate anything. The guy was so lost. Like, the man was acting like a mental patient. So that's what you can deal with as a flat earther. Is that what you want to deal with? You just want to deal with how freaking insane these globe cultists are. They're insane. Provably, measurably insane. Yeah? If that's what you want to deal with, yeah, then you got plenty of material to work on. Right? What? Guess what? A lot of people don't want to deal with fucking insane people all the time. Yeah? That's the problem. They don't want to deal with it. Yeah? You ballers want to deal with us. Want to get in our face. Yeah? We don't want to deal with your insanity all the time. No, I just don't want your whining troll gang to get in my chat and start filling it up with your garbage. Yeah, you get it? That's why I'm kicking you out. Because I don't give a fuck about your little feud instigating bullshit. You get it? You don't speak up ever, and then this topic comes up, and then multiple people start whining about it. Yeah, guess what? That's a troll. That means get the fuck out of my show. Yeah? Debating the same people every time. Yeah, except we don't. Or did you not watch the Flat Earth debate, Seth Tappy? I mean, I'm not surprised. You're a baller, so why would you watch that thing that's going to torture you because you're in that cult mindset? Why would you do that? But I mean, there's been plenty of people on the Flat Earth debates, all completely new, never heard of before people that are work at universities. They're teachers. Yeah? All new people on the Flat Earth debates. So it's not the same people every time. You see? Most of those sane people have kind of been kicked out because they were caught lying, and Nathan just didn't want it anymore. Alright, Zip Debbie, get it? So, and I mean, there's still some progress, but it's because, well, there's just a whole psychological study of the Ball religious cult. There's a psychological study of it, like how we're figuring out how doublespeak works in, well, basically like a laboratory condition, almost. I mean, 100 years ago, people could only do these kinds of tests with face-to-face situations in institutions. Now, we're just like doing open studies through the internet of it. So it's like an open institution where anybody can tune in and study the mentally aberrant behavior of the globe cult. And also weaknesses and failures of flat earthers. Because they're not all perfect. Right? But I mean, especially like on the Flat Earth debates and through my channel, we study the psychological aberrant behavior of globe cultists. And if you're interested in that, well, then there's definitely something to tune into, because we have extensive studies to the level where we can literally predict behavior to a relatively exact level in response to certain types of information being revealed to an individual. Right? It's palpable. I mean, I can literally simulate it. Baldwin, and then literally be that. And better than the average, yeah? When I'm a baller, I'm better than the average baller. Much better. Because there's a lot of things I don't do, because I'm not a dirty garbage digger. I'm not a dumpster pumper. Never was. I have standards. Nothing has changed. Yeah, it's ironic that you say that. There are people who deluded themselves that something has changed, but in reality nothing has changed. Yeah. Nothing has changed, except we understand things now, and we can predict, with context, explain exactly what people do in response to certain information being revealed to them. Yeah? So we have changed. Flat Earth debaters have changed. We have become masters of this field. We know how people are in this field, how they reason, what information they will stumble upon, what the different conclusions are per item of information, on how to respond to that and where that can branch out to. You know why? Because we've seen it with thousands of people over several years. We know how it works now. Yeah? So yeah, for you it's all the same still. Oh, boat going over the curve. Oh, yes. Oh, we forgot about the perspective denying curvature calculator. Oh, yeah. But we're still going boat over the curve. Oh, there he goes, boat over the curve. Oh, yes, that argument works again, because we just forgot that it didn't. Yeah? Yeah, I know, for ball cultist religious zealots, nothing changes. We know. Huh, Zeptepi? We know. Karen B is trying to measure the distance. Okay. Well, that's good luck with that. Because how are you even going to do that? Right? How can you, like, even technically, right? The speed of light has not been measured. So then how could you ever measure the distance to the alleged assumed to be shaped sun then? How could you do that? You can't. How are you going to derive it? Like, the only way to do it is to literally approach it and touch it and then measure the distance between. And that's not going to happen. Right? So without a speed of light having been measured, you can't even attempt to measure the distance to the sun. You can't. You can't even get started. But I mean, yeah, she can play into that as much as she likes, you know? I mean, I like to get hypothetical sometimes and just think like, oh, what if the Earth was a globe? What if the sun was actually an object? How would you measure it, the distance, with no measured speed of light? Let's just keep that little realistic fact in there and not go by, oh, we're just going to assume it has that speed based on some gobbledygook calculation. That's not a measurement. Based on presuppositions, as usual, yeah? So let's just assume the heliocentric model for a second, and then let's see how can you actually measure the distance to the sun if light has no speed. I bet none of you have ever even thought about that, have you? Because that's not what globers do. Globers never think of trying to test and falsify their model because they can barely even hold it together, all the information that's supposed to be holding it together. So they don't spend their time testing it all the time, because then they figure out it's all wrong. None of it actually works. It's just a gigantic framework of presuppositional math. And that's it. That's all it is. Why does light take a measurable time to travel fiber optics? Does it? What's your evidence? What's your evidence for that? Have you tested it? Can you just turn it on one side and have it open on the other, and then you turn it on way over there, and then it took a while, and then whoop, now it's coming out. Oh yes. No, I don't think so. Light is instantaneous. Doesn't take a time. If there's any time in resolving of detection or processing of information that has been communicated through light, it's going to be the electronics that are actually going to be the factor that's slowing it down, making it seem like there's a distance. I don't think so. I don't think there is. It doesn't matter whether it's like 10 meters or a kilometer. It's going to be pretty much instantaneous. Have you ever measured light being instantaneous? No, but that's not the point though. The point is that there is no measured speed of light. Yeah? The big claim is that there is a measured speed of light. There isn't. There is no measured speed of light. What's the conclusion you can draw from that? Yeah? After over 100 years, after the laser has been around for a very long time, light mechanics, quantum mechanics, yeah? So what would be the conclusion? That there is no measured speed of light. What would your conclusion be from that, taking notice of that fact after all this time, with everything that's been around, all the people, all the universities? What would you conclude? Big claims. Yeah? No, I'd conclude that there is no speed of light, and so what would an alternative be then? There's no speed of light. Well, it's still happening, so instantaneous then? Oh, now I have to prove it's instantaneous. How can you prove it is instantaneous? Speed of light works. It just works. Oh, you're brilliant. It just works. Okay. Oh, yes, it does. Oh, yes. Yes, so where's the measurement? It works great in science fiction, I know. There's a lot of science fiction based on that absolute horseshit. Speed of light. I know. Vast science fiction works. Vastly integrated in the Star Trek lore and the ideas of warp speed and black holes, and the speed of light is all so integral to that, is it? Yet there isn't any. There is no measured speed of light. It can work all you like. It doesn't actually exist. There is no measured speed of light. It's just another presupposition. Yeah? Presupposition. You just assume it has a speed. It's just been arbitrarily determined what that speed is. Yeah? Just like the vacuum of outer space. It's just decided. Oh, did anybody measure it? No. No, nobody measured it. They just assumed it's this pressure. This is the number. Yeah. It's called a presupposition. You just assert something without having any tangible evidence for it. Yeah? Well known. A two-way speed of light. Well known. Oh, really? Well known, but it's not measured though. Yeah? If that's a ridiculous notion in the first instance, George Sanford. If it's well known, they're two-way speed. So two-way speed. What about two-way being one way and back? So that means a one-way speed should be measurable, yet it isn't. But you're going to assume that, oh, the two-way speed of light is well known. Really? But you can't measure it one way. Then why would you just assume that it has a speed two-way? It makes no logical sense to even say that, George Sanford. Deny stuff. Deny stuff. Where's your proof? Where's your proof? Christy? Dickhead? I'm not denying anything. I'm stating facts. Yeah? Empirical facts. There is no measured speed of light. No measured speed of light. It's not measured. Huh? Oh, how dare you just deny? Oh, that's what we call critical thinking. We're so smart. We're so smart that we're saying that, Septepi. Oh, you feel so brilliant. You just flip the reality inside out and suddenly you're the smart one. Oh, no, the flat earther was wrong. It wasn't us. We're not trapped in a reversed world hell at all, really. No, we're the reality. You just reverse everything inside out and then you're the winner now. Brilliant strategy, guys. Brilliant. Yeah? There's still no measured speed of light, though. All this blabbermouthing of you guys, you still haven't provided any actual foundation for your stupid little assumption. Yeah? You throw insults. Yeah, no, I'm holding you to task, bitch. Yeah? It's called holding you to task, you bitch. You stupid little retard faggot. Yeah? That's what that is. While you blabbermouth in my chat and double think yourself into a winning position, I am addressing the fundamental issue. And I'm gonna get a little passionate because I don't like it when people choose to just flip reality inside out and pretend like they're the winner and then group up with others to pretend that. Yeah, I don't like that. That makes me pissed off. I'm gonna use some swear words. Yeah? Bitch? That's gonna happen. You double-speaking muppet? Same with gravity. Oh yeah, the gravity, it doesn't exist. The gravity, it isn't a force, but you insist that it is a force. Because it is a force. Oh no, it's not a force, but it is a force. It's not a force. It is a force. It's not a force. It is a force. What is it? It's whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be anything. It can just be whatever you want. I mean, everybody just talks about gravity, so it has to be something, right? This is the search for gravity, the thing that you insist exists even though you don't even know what it is. And you misunderstand what it is. And then you don't accept what is being told to you by the people that tell you that gravity exists. You don't listen to what they say about it because you're all deluded fucking retards. That's why. Vein? What do you mean vein? I don't have any fucking vein on my forehead, you fucking faggot, bitch. Get the fuck out of here, Christy. You scumbag. Scumbag bitch. Get the fuck out of here. How about that? Stupid faggots. Just hang around in your little Discord jacking off circle. Yeah, your little dark room there. How about that? And I can stick to actual evidence-based arguments. Like, hey, there's no speed of light, bitch. No speed of light. Why don't you delude yourself? Oh, it's so evident. It's so evident. You're just making it up. No, you're making it up. You pretending, double-speaking muppet. That's what's really happening. To calculate the speed of light fiber optic cable, you have to account for refraction. Yeah. Well, naturally. You have to account for a lot of things. And you have to probably presuppose some of them in order to actually get a numerical value out of it. So, yeah. Hello, Steamy Traveler. Good to see you. And hello, by the way, Adam Meekin. Yeah, that's right, Septepi. It's a good time to scurry off after your humiliation. What, you think you can gather around here with a bunch of numpty dipshit and then do your double-speaking nonsense routine and then get away with that? Yeah, it's time to scurry off. Because you didn't have any arguments. You haven't refuted anything. So, yeah, that's the logical consequence, is you just leave humiliated. Because you had no answers. Yet you pretended like you did. And hello, Akumu Virus. Ah. Oh, hello also, Guns of Neverone, good to see you. Yeah, I know, Guns. Look, I don't even mind if some of them like to hang around and do so. It's just that they don't say anything. They just hang. Like, sometimes I really imagine that these fuckwits, they're just like sitting there behind the screen all day long. And then it's like, oh, during the Arwin says something about this. Oh, alarm bells, immediately insert your double think countermeasures. Oh, let's form a group quickly with the other people that have literally been waiting all day long. Just till the moment that Arwin starts talking about something that they don't like. And then they pipe up and then blah, 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 blah. Like, what the fuck is your problem? You just waiting all day long for people that happen to be live online to bring that up. And then you pipe up out of nowhere and start your blabbermouth session. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Why do you even watch my show? I don't understand it. I don't get it. Why would it even matter? Why would you keep watching my show every day and just wait till the moment that I say something about one of your specific globe claims just so you can pipe up in that moment and start nagging? And that's what you do. That's your life. Yeah, I have no life. And I pity you. Okay? I mean, what you do, if you even have a life, I kind of doubt that you have a fulfilling life if you do that with your lifetime, with your time spent. And even if you do, then you, with that activity, you have less of a life with the actual life than I have with no life. Yeah? It's anti-life. You people have anti-life. Right? I might have no life, you have anti-life. It negates what seems like you have a normal life. You do that, you negate your life. It's so terrible. If people that you hang around with that make you seem like you have a life found out that you did this, they will abandon you. Because it is universally terrible and shameful to act like that. Anti-life is what you are. Evidence or citation. Or what? You mean like a speed of light? Physically measured speed of light? Oh, I'm not making a claim there is a measured physical speed of light, right? Physical measured speed of light. I don't make that claim. That claim falls on globe believers. You see, I don't have a claim of a speed of light. I think it's instantaneous, but I am not making like a scientific claim about that. It's a colloquial interpretation because I don't know. It just, if it hasn't been measured after all this time, with all the equipment that is technically possible to make, there's just no way. And hey, logically, it's just a logical process. It's not a scientific claim. Hey, if the speed of light cannot be measured, well, then logically, I'd say it's instantaneous. Yeah, that's not a scientific claim. Yeah, there's not going to be a citation for that. You understand? It's just logical reasoning. I'm not the one with the claim. You are. You claim that light has a speed and that it has been measured. Yeah? That's a scientific claim. So don't reverse the burden of proof on me with your claim of a measured speed of light. That's not my claim, you see. I don't have a claim about speed concerning light at all. I am logically deducing that it's likely to be instantaneous because light speed has not been measured. That's just a logical train of thinking. It's not a scientific claim, unlike having measured the speed of light. Yeah, that is a scientific claim. So don't reverse the burden of proof on me. Thanks. Still a claim, still a claim. Oh yeah, step away. Step away from the keyboard. You're gonna get cum stains on it, Squirty boy. Shouldn't type and squirt at the same time. No, of course they don't. That shit just slips off them very quickly. They're not gonna get meticulous about it. Right? Being meticulous in science with actual claims? Wow, but that's just gonna slow things down. Then they can't have their phantasmagoria crazy rush into Fantasia, right? Because that's what they want. I mean, if you're just gonna have to meticulously prove everything, then you can't fantasize about all this nonsense out there that doesn't exist, right? That's just obstructing. Right? Flat earthers have to do that, of course, according to globe religious zealots. But they don't because, well, that then it wouldn't be interesting anymore to do because they just want to get to the good stuff, the stupid sci-fi fantasist stuff. So you don't get stuck up on proof or claims, right? You just assert shit. You're just like, no, this is just how it is. I looked it up. Look. Some piece of text online is telling me that it's true. So I just take it as true. And there might be things that you can find on a piece of paper online that are true. Why are they true? Well, because you can test it yourself and then turns out it's real. Yeah? It's called empiricism. Pointing at a piece of paper online is not empiricism. It's called sourcing, maybe. But yeah, that doesn't automatically make it proven. You have to actually have some more backup evidence then. And you don't. None of these numpties do. They never do that. Lazy, lazy, lazy with everything. Right? Flat earthers have to do all the work. They have to go to the place and prove it. They have to do all the measurements. But you as a baller, you don't have to do anything because you have the globe behind you. It's all proven. It's all been discovered. Yeah, but you've never done anything though. You did nothing to actually confirm any of the claims. You guys have never done anything. All you ever do is assume bullshit and then nag people that try to make claims against it online. That's what you do. You've never tested anything. You're just rinse and repeat, regurgitating blabbermouths. You don't know what the hell you're saying. You don't understand what you're saying. You don't know anything about it. Just blabbermouths. Yeah, of course, Akumu virus. Keep telling yourself that. Demonstrate exactly what I just said. Huh? Anyway, I'll be right back. I'm going to take a 2-minute break. Take care of the chat. And I'm back. Right, hope you guys are enjoying the show. I think it's been great so far. Even got out a couple of swear words. Love it. In moderation, that is. What, you want to be kicked out, Septepi? You feel left out? You feel you should follow your fellow faggot, globe-believing, numpty, dipshit, troll assholes? You want me to kick you out? You feel you're afraid of these dipshits? Because I'm leaving you in? Hey, Septepi, if you want me to kick you out of my chat, you just give me the word. I'll kick you out, man. You could also just not show up, of course. See how I'll do without us. To air out all your frustrations on. Oh my god. Oh, I really need the ballers to vent my frustration on. Or they could just not show up, not start nagging me, and then I wouldn't really have any frustration now, would I? What, you think that I need ballers? So I could let out my frustration? What's wrong with you? You people acting the way you do is the frustration. It causes the frustration, yeah? When numpty dipshit ballers don't show up in the chat and do that, hey, guess what happens? I don't get like that. Have you not noticed? Have you not noticed that? Hey, no dipshits turning up in chat. Hey, Arwen's all nice and friendly and no curse words at all, right? That's what happens. I don't need ballers so I can finally open up and I'm so angry, really. I'm so frustrated. No. I'm not frustrated and angry. I'm quite alright. It's just that when nagging ballers start pushing themselves in my face, that's when I get frustrated. And then as I get frustrated, I act it out so I don't keep anything with me. Yeah? It's not something, oh, thank God a baller comes by so I could show you how angry I really am. No. I don't have gigantic piles of anger locked up inside of me. Yeah? You're not providing a surface by showing up and acting retarded. Get over yourself, Septepi. Gets the emblem. Yeah, Guns of Never Run. Now, I think he's got like a new system now, if I understood the Skype communication correctly. So I think he's got it all sorted out. Like Monday should be like a brand new Flat Earth, like with no more sound issues. Unless he is going to have like another month of sound issues just like he had with his computer. Never-ending issues. Because he really likes to buy stuff that then gives gigantic amounts of issues. So we'll see. You never really know with Nathan now, do you? Like he does somehow attract equipment that like get baller spirit in them or something. They just refuse to operate normally. Anyway. So didn't hear the sound? Yeah, but you don't hear it. You only hear it when the last amp actually breaks. And it's never come to that. He didn't like blow out his entire sound system. It's just that he was like to his last straw basically with it. And he had to replace the whole thing. That was the real issue. Right? Anyway, I'm not particularly interested in his audio problems, especially just whatever. It's his niche thing, so it's his problem. I mean, my sound setup is ultra cheap, and I think it's great. Yeah, it's not the most advanced studio sound quality ever or whatever, but I mean, it's great. It's good enough, isn't it? Well, I mean, he has that higher standard, so yeah, that's just his thing. My sound is fine. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know I am Sept heavy, right? Which makes it all the more silly that you'd say that I need ballers to get out all my rage. No, I don't. I don't have that in me. I'm just as good as Nathan. Well, no, if you listen to the details, like if you put on headphones, you will hear it a sound quality difference, though. I mean, you don't hear any weird sound side effects and shit over at Nathan's. You hear that here all the time. But it's still good. I mean, it's still fine. I'm very satisfied with my sound setup, especially for that price. I mean, it's nothing. Right? My mic is doing pretty good. It's given some issues, but sometimes it's just like it's not even the mic that's giving issues. It's like all electronics just suddenly give issues, and then the next day that goes away again, and it all just functions normal again. Just, I don't know, man. It's weird. Shit gives flats. Yeah, I know his sound sucks. I don't know how he does it though. I don't know how you can have your sound suck that much all the time. I think he might just really need to upgrade a sound card or something. I think it's just crap. I thought he had like a new mic. I don't understand how that new mic can still sound that crappy. But I'm also just getting kind of, it's getting kind of tedious trying to tell him that. Hey, Skeptic936, good to see you. Yeah, by the way, get a wrench. Right. What should I call this show? Yes, Semi Traveler, but the thing is, he uses that to interact. So the sound quality he gets through those amps is part of the show because that's how he listens to other people talking. Yeah? So it's definitely part of it. But I mean, yeah, technically, if I had to be fair, yeah, donating to my PayPal is much more straightforward, useful. But I mean, yeah, that's, I can just say that here because it's my show. I don't know really what to think about his whole thing. But I mean, yeah, he wants it. Well, okay, that's what he does. I just want support to get around, and like buy food first and foremost, and yeah, potentially get some stuff repaired and maybe get a new pair of pants, right? No amplifier issues here. That's right. Right? I mean, my speakers are great and they were really cheap. But I mean, been using them for... Ooh. Damn! 10 years! God, has it been 10 years? Unbelievable. Right, been using them for 10 years and they were great. But it's also because of my setup. Like, I don't typically play music loud. I never had that habit, so I don't really need like, oh, I need a boombox because I want to sound like no thanks. And then everybody's annoyed with me because I'm suddenly like a loud piece of shit. I hate people that do that, right? I just want some basic, good, subtle, refined quality sound coming out of it. And I don't want to wear headphones. Like sometimes I want to, like, there's a piece of music and I really want to listen it loud. Then I'll put up my headphones and like really put up the volume, right? But otherwise I don't want it to be loud. I don't want other people in the building to hear me. I want to be able to still like listen to a movie even in the middle of the night without waking everybody up. So yeah, I don't need some disco level speaker system. You know? What? 30 turkeys in your... What? Okay. Skeptic? That's a lot of turkeys. Are you like breeding them? Are they yours? Take it they're yours? You haven't just been invaded by a wild flock of turkeys? Local gangsters? What? So they're not your turkeys? They're literally just a local flock that's hanging around? And they just happen to like your location? That's hilarious. Anyway, yeah, what am I gonna call this? What? No, he doesn't, Cleary. It won't get out of the way when... Oh, that's annoying. Maybe you could trick him. Like maybe if you like take the sound effect of a tiger or something, or a lion growling, right? And then just put it on speaker in front of you, like rawr! They're gonna probably, like, if you do it loud, they're probably gonna move aside. At least at first. Eventually they might get used to it and then start ignoring it, but hundreds of them, damn. Did they escape? Did somebody's turkey farm just like blow up and they escaped or something? Like, what? Hundreds? Damn. Just eat them. It's a little much. Clearly. Hilarious, by the way. Where do they breed? In the wild? They just go in bushels or something? Or? Turkeys can fly? Really? What? I've never seen a turkey fly. I mean, I've seen chickens fly. With chickens, I can kind of get it. But turkeys are like so luggish. They're much bigger. Must be pretty tough for them to fly. They would peck at the door to get snacks. Of course they did. They fly beautifully like geese? Wow, I've never seen that actually. I've never seen a turkey fly. Then again, I don't think I've ever seen like wild turkeys. Okay, fascinating. Serve energy rather than walk. Good point. So they basically just do short flights to get to another spot easier. Wild turkey chicks. Never seen it. Quarter of a mile. Right, so yeah, they're basically just hopping over. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out what to call this show. I guess I'm gonna bring up wild turkeys as well in there. Okay, I'm just turning it into this. Turkeys debunk the globe. That's hilarious. Flight of the turkey. Yeah, I called it no measured speed of flight triggers numpties and wild turkey talk. I mean, it's close enough, right? I was eating gravel for the gizzard. Yeah. Just like chickens. Flight of the Turkeys is a funny one though. You have a gobbler neck? Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. What? Take it you're joking, right? It's pretty amazing how much sun seems to be coming through while it's pretty clouded now. I hope it's not gonna rain. But I mean, yeah. Still, the sun is coming through. The goozle? What? I don't get it. What the hell is a gobbler neck supposed to be? I don't get it, guys. I might have to Google it. Oh, right. It's like an extra, like it just hangs out. Like the skin is not tight. That's a gobbler neck. Okay, right. Okay, I definitely do not have that. And this thing is tight. Crazy hot and younger. Okay. Right. Oh, really, Skeptic? I was about to round up. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Yes. Yeah, thank you, Skeptic, for the support. I really appreciate that. Keeps me going. Doing pretty good now. Disciple? What? Think about it. What are you talking about, Shaggy? That's not my thing. I don't talk about that. Like, Cleary brought it up here, not me. Okay, Guns. Maybe that's should you should like keep that information to yourself, okay? Let's not talk about that sort of thing here, please. Wow, okay, Shaggy, well, you don't know that either. They don't see anything wrong with it? How do you know? What, you think that all people in Hollywood are just identical? That they're all just supplicants waiting to have a personality designated to them by their manager or something? Like, what? How do you... Maybe if it was true, then who's to say that they want everybody to know that? Maybe they don't want to be part of this giant hype nonsense craziness, right? You don't know. Can't just say, oh, if it was really that, they would come out for it. Oh, really? But what if they just really don't want anybody to know about it? You know? But I mean, yeah, I don't know either. I'm not sure. I don't really care anyway. I don't really consider anybody in Hollywood as a role model for anything. Or like, ooh, that's what I find really attractive. No, I found more attractive people outside of movies than I have in. I mean, yeah, there's some people that are like, they look very attractive or really cool or whatever. But I mean, they're never going to be actually like that, though. The women especially. So, yeah. Who cares? I mean, I really only care if they're really good at acting in the movie. They have an interesting role. If you like, yeah, that's it. I don't have any interest beyond that. Who cares? Six foot six. Oh, you're a tall guy. Huh. .6 feet in heels. Right. Right, but I think I'm gonna round out the show. I mean, this chat is not really super interesting. I don't really care whether you find some Hollywood character attractive or not. Right. Anyway, thanks everyone for coming. I hope you liked this show. If you did, then please don't forget to Rogan's it up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you know when I'm going live, which is normally 1 p.m. Amsterdam time in the weekdays and 2 p.m. Amsterdam time in the weekend. And please also do support me through the PayPal and the Patreon. That would be much appreciated. And thank you earlier for the PayPal skeptic. It keeps me going. Right. I'll be back tomorrow with Flat Earth Early Bird number 1572 on a Sunday. Hope to see you all there. Is there going to be a Ballbusters? There might be a Ballbusters. Not sure. I haven't seen John say anything about it. There's a good chance that, oh wait, I think he's like still on his vacation thing, right? So there's probably not going to be a boss. But anyway, if it will be there, I will be on it. But we'll see. Right, so hope to see you all tomorrow. And until the next video, keep it flat. Yeah, and have a great weekend.